Hey guys, welcome back to Pepper Geek. Today we're going to talk about some of our favorite ways of preserving peppers. So the harvest season has officially come to an end here in Connecticut. We've already had our first frost, and all of the peppers we harvested have to be consumed immediately or preserved. Fresh peppers only have a couple of weeks before they start to spoil, so preserving them is a great way to extend their life and make them useful throughout the winter. So the first method of preserving peppers we want to talk about is one of our favorites, dehydration. Now you can slice peppers and dehydrate them and then reconstitute them for later use, or you can grind them up into pepper powder or pepper flakes, which is typically what we like to do. Making pepper powder from dehydrated peppers is a great way to save space. You can turn a giant harvest into a jar of pepper powder, and it makes a really beautiful powder. We use these for cooking on an almost daily basis. Depending on the variety of pepper that you're dehydrating and turning into powder, they can be great for adding flavor to different dishes, or you can just add a little bit of heat if you want. Another great thing about dehydrated peppers is that they can be stored at room temperature, so they're not taking up a whole bunch of room in your fridge. So powders are great, they're really pretty inside of the jars, and they make great gifts too. Ideally, if you're dehydrating peppers, you want to use a purpose-built food dehydrator. And you can use a food dehydrator for many different things. We even made spicy beef jerky. It makes a great gift item, and we do recommend getting one if you're planning on doing a lot of dehydrating. However, you don't need anything fancy. We'll leave some links below for what we recommend. You also don't even need a food dehydrator to dehydrate peppers. You can also use an oven, or depending on your climate, if you don't have high humidity, you can air dry the peppers as well. They'll last for a year or longer, but we like to use up the powders as quickly as we can because, as with any spice, the fresh flavors tend to diminish over time. Our next favorite method of preserving peppers is fermentation. So we have some ferments going right now. It's a really unique, tasty, healthy way to preserve your harvests. So basically, bacteria breaks down the peppers, making a more acidic environment, therefore preserving the peppers. Fermentation drastically changes the flavor profile. It really creates a more zingy, tangy flavor, and we love making hot sauce from our ferments. It's a great way to preserve any harvest you may have. If you have a garden, you can also ferment different foods with your peppers, such as carrots, onions, garlic, and make different unique flavor combinations. So there's two basic forms of fermentation. You can do a mash or a brine. Once the pH is low enough, they will last for a year or longer. We will have a video all about fermenting peppers coming up soon. Our next favorite method of preserving peppers is freezing them. So this is probably the easiest way to preserve your peppers. For smaller varieties, it really is as simple as throwing them in a bag. You can use a straw to suck out all of the air and throwing them in the freezer afterwards. Larger varieties like bell peppers can be sliced before freezing. So we recently bought a vacuum sealer. We never had one before, but it really has been a game changer as far as preserving our harvest. It's so easy to use. It really does a great job at getting all the air out of there. So these guys will last a really long time in the freezer. When it comes to freezing, oxygen is the enemy. The vacuum sealer does a great job at preventing freezer burn. It's also really fun to use. So we do recommend using one if you're going to do a lot of freezing, but you certainly don't have to. It's important to note that the peppers will lose their crunch after the freezing process, so it's best to use them in cooked dishes. The next method of preserving peppers is pickling. So you can do a quick pickle or a water bath. We do have some recipes up on the website as well as our YouTube channel for different types of pickles. We love pickling peppers. We really like pickling our banana peppers as well as our sugar rush varieties. It's really a tasty method of preserving your harvest, and it makes a great snack.
I'm gonna try one of the yellow banana peppers. Super crunchy, as I'm sure you can hear. Oh, it's got that addictive texture to it.
So with quick pickling, you're using vinegar, which is an easy way to make an acidic environment and preserve the peppers. We recommend consuming quick pickles within a month. If you are doing a water bath canning method, they will last much longer, and we'll leave a link to some recipes in the description below. Our last method of preserving peppers is making hot sauce. This is definitely a really fun way to experiment with different flavors. So you can have a lot of fun. You can make a pepper mash and then add some fruity flavors like pineapple or mango afterwards and blend it up into a final hot sauce. But really, it's entirely up to you, and you can experiment with as many foods, spices, and flavors that you want. With the holidays coming up, another thing to mention is that all of these methods of preservation make really great gifts. You can bottle the pepper powders up for your spice-loving friends, or make pickles or hot sauce for anybody that may enjoy them, so we like to do that as well. So that's all. These are our favorite methods of preserving our pepper harvests. Of course, there are many other ways. You can make jams, jellies, or even relishes. Let us know in the comments your favorite ways of preserving your pepper harvests. Thanks so much for watching Pepper Geek. We'll see you next time. No, I don't have a plan.